Thanks very much for coming along this morning. Like Stuart, I'm not an expert in this field. I spotted a few friends and colleagues looking at me as if to say, what on earth are you doing here? I can work an iPhone, a BlackBerry and a computer, but that's about it. What I would like to do is share with you some of the reasons why Scottish Enterprise, as Scotland's leading economic development agency, recognises that digital media, creative industries, is one of the most important industries for the Scottish economy. You may have seen in the Herald at the weekend a report saying, you go online to Scottish Enterprise and search for e-commerce that doesn't even mention it. For some reason that translated in the headline that said, e-commerce is less important to the Scottish economy than belly dancing. The reason that you can't find e-commerce on our website is we consider working with digital content and using digital technologies as a key tool for helping to make every business more competitive. So not only do we concentrate on working with companies in creative industries or digital media, helping to grow companies that create content and use that content to support other companies, we work with all kinds of companies across Scotland to help them understand how they can embrace these new technologies and how they can make their businesses more competitive. As an economic development agency, we work in partnership. We always work either with the private sector or with other partners in the public sector, be that local authorities, Scottish Development or International, our sister organisation, or private sector representatives such as the chambers. So the good news is, if you're in here as a digital media company, you're one of the 7 industries which the Government Economic Strategy has identified as having the potential to be truly globally competitive. And if you're in here as a non-digital media company, you're sharing the room with some of the leading digital solutions developers in Scotland, and I would hazard in the UK. First, let me tell you something about the importance of this industry. You've already heard from Andy about Connected Kingdom, and we're absolutely delighted that along with England and the East, London and the east of England, Scotland's been identified as one of the leading areas for online commerce. The recent PwC study looking at the global entertainment and media industry identified that this industry is worth 1.3 trillion with an average growth rate of 5% per annum. And from a Scottish perspective, Digital Inspirations is the industry strategy, a strategy developed by industry and developed by the government and Scottish Enterprise, has stated that the digital media sector already makes an important contribution to the Scottish economy, employing 42,000 people and generating £3.1 billion worth of revenue. And very importantly for the Scottish economy, the proportion of jobs, a very high proportion of jobs in digital media, what we would call high value, i.e. they're highly skilled jobs or jobs that attract good salary levels, and they're highly productive. And one of the biggest challenges to the Scottish economy is low value service jobs and low productivity. So in terms of the scale of the industry, you're important, but you're also helping to address some of the structural weaknesses in the Scottish economy. So within digital media, games is a very important sub-industry, and that employs about 700 people and has a turnover of more than 20 million a year. Obviously that's had a bit of a shock recently with the downturn of real-time worlds or the demise of real-time worlds, but given that industry's nature, there will be a lot of spin-outs coming from that, and I'm sure it's not the last we've heard. What's Scottish Enterprise doing to support the industry? You've heard from Stuart and from Anver about where we are just now, the digital media quarter, Creative Clyde, as it will be in its new incarnation, and there's some information about it outside. Scottish Enterprise is the leading developer and the owner of the digital media quarter, and as Stuart said earlier, it's not finished. This is a 20-year project. It's an evolving project. BBC and STV are here, which is fantastic. In 2008, BIP Solutions located here, and we're delighted with the developments at the Hub, which has already attracted the design studio from the University of Glasgow Art School and Shed Media. The Hub are outside. They still have some space left, so please feel free to take a ticket, form an orderly queue. They're very keen to see the Hub filling up, and it's a fantastic space. But we've just bought an extra 13 acres across the road because we really believe that this industry has the capability to grow and be a real driver, not just for the Glasgow and the West of Scotland economy, but for the Scottish economy. Some of the things that we'd like to do is explore what are the unique propositions that can be developed for the digital media quarter. And that's not based on people from an economic development background sitting in a dark room. That will be around consulting with the companies that are already in Glasgow, providing digital media services, and also the likely sources of demand for digital media technologies going forward. I was based up in Dundee for 5 years, and Seabrace Yards is another very important piece of infrastructure that Scottish Enterprise is leading the development of, again in partnership with the local authority and the private sector. Different focus there, very much about games industry, games technologies, how you can get more games out there, and moving on to the web platform is making that a much more profitable business to be in, but also looking at how games can be used in other applications. So training, serious learning, as they call it, is an important area of development for the games industry up there. And very specifically, we work with businesses. I'm going to run through a number of case studies which have 3 things in common. Every organisation has used digital media to improve, or in some cases to transform their business. Scottish Enterprise has been involved in all of these case studies, either working with the technology developer or the customer for that technology. And all of the solutions were developed in Scotland. This will be my big test. Stuart, you've seen. Andrew, you've seen. That's me. When Audi launched the A1 hatchback, they decided that they wanted to find a creative way to get their message out to their target audience. So they worked with VME and developed Audi A1 Beat Driver. Apparently this is like Rock Band, but not Rock Band. It's using the either iPhone technology or iPad technology, and you use your finger to take an Audi A1 hatchback around a slalom course set to music. It's been incredibly popular, has won awards, and in fact won the Herald Award for technology, which Stuart was part of the panel for. Debenhams as an organisation is very used to online retail, like all of the big high street stores, has quite a sophisticated online shop. But they decided that they want to take that to the next level, and they worked with NN4M to develop the Debenhams app, again something you can download to your iPhone, iPad. And not only when you're in store can you check availability and do some shopping, but by using the camera function on your phone, you can take a photograph of the barcode, which will then go off and check for you, does it have it in your colour, your size, anything else that you want to know about the product history, product details. And everyone now is dealing with better informed customers and more demanding customers. And if you can provide, as Andy was saying, it's about providing the right information at the right time. If through a function like this, you can provide as much detail as a customer wants on the spot without having to have the staff there to help you or not, depending on the store you're in, then that's a value-added service that you can bring to your customers. To improve access to real-time flight information, Virgin worked with Oracle and Tag Games to develop the Virgin Flight Tracker. This is an app that helps you track in real time what's happening with a flight, whether or not it's been delayed, what route it's taking. There's games that have been developed in the back of it that the more this app learns about your flight patterns, you can get involved in different games like tracking Richard Branson and his balloon and things, and it sets an alert. If you know that someone's coming in a flight, you can put in the details, sets an alert, and it pings to let you know when that plane has landed. And in terms of economic development, Glasgow Style Mile, I think Glasgow City Marketing Bureau are here today. They've been the leaders in developing the Style Mile along with the City Council and the Chamber. And they've developed a new free app, which I can personally highly recommend, which makes you aware of bargains in the shops along the Style Mile, lets you know what bars or restaurants have got special deals on. And the trick here is that it helps attract new business into the Style Mile, but also by providing information, physically helping you navigate the Style Mile, it keeps you there longer because you're better advised of what's available and you can find it.